Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again. How y'all doing? Alright, so let's get right into it. So I have a new card in the works here that I want to get some abilities written for. And then, yeah, I kind of have this internal goal to get the game in good shape by the end of the week. So there's just a bunch of odds and ends things that need to be done, tweaked, improved, that kind of thing. So yeah, but before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wishlisting. It's a dark fantasy roguelite auto-battler where you can use alchemy to create your own builds and synergies. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely give it a look. You can also support the development on Patreon. If you subscribe at the top tier for at least 1 month, I'm going to send you an Alchemortis Steam key so you won't have to buy it on Steam. And your name will be listed in the Alchemortis credits. So definitely consider that if you're interested. You can also check out the Udemy courses. These will teach you how to build complete games in the Godot engine. So if that's interesting to you, yeah, definitely give it a look. You could also join the Discord. What else? Yeah, everything's linked below, so just check that out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. Hello, Chris. Welcome back. Hello, Nathan. Good morning. Bomb That Implodes. Welcome. Hello again, the Malicious Rabbit. Welcome back. Good with coffee. Let's see. Hello, Raphael. Welcome. Morning, Ninja Link. Always good to see you as well. All right, so should we take a look at this card that I drew? I'm calling it Stone of the Ancients, and it looks like this. So it's a, whatever, 2x2 card with the top right cell missing. And it's just a bunch of these stones here. Nothing super fancy. But yeah, the interesting part here is going to be figuring out what to do with the abilities, I think. So yeah, just like this little stone ability, we're going to go ahead and implement some of this metadata here. So this is a 2x2 card, but it's got a missing cell of 1-0. Turn cooldown. Maybe we'll turn this up a little bit. So I think I kind of want to experiment with turning up the turn cooldowns across the game to slow down the combat a little bit more. Maybe we'll do that today as a matter of fact. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so this is a ritual item. We'll also make it a relic. Yeah, we'll make it ritual and relic. I don't think we have many ritual and relics. Actually, we could check that. Open up the card inspection tool here. Can you tell I was a member of the Patreon in time for the credits? Yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the historical, because I set up this Patreon when I started development of this game or shortly after. So basically as we get closer to release, what I'm going to do is I will generate the Patreon report of everyone who has ever subscribed within a time range of like, you know, from the beginning to the current date. And I will be able to see what tier you subscribed at and so on and so forth. And then I'll be able to just filter that list down and then order it by who ended up donating the most. And I think that's how I'm going to do the credits. So your name will be in the credits if you subscribe for at least 1 month, but the credits will be ordered by the amount that you donated over time. So the people that stayed subscribed for several months are going to be higher up on the credit list than the people who maybe only subscribed for 1 month. I think that's the fair way to do it. So I think that's the way I will do it. But yeah, I could generate a report from Patreon that tells me everything I need to know about a given time range, and I'll just be using that report to figure out who goes in the credits or not. Of course, I could also, you know, if somebody just wanted the pre-purchase but wants to be left out of the credits, I'll give you an opportunity to mention that you want to be opted out of the credits or whatever. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, I mean, we're not at that point yet, but I'll make sure to do that right when we get there for sure. Hello, Julio. Getting the coffee ready. Hope you do great today. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Relic and ritual items. I was just wondering because I don't remember when I subbed. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. You don't have to be a subscriber when the game launches. I could just look at the historical data and see. Exact tags. Yeah, so we don't have many relic and ritual tagged items here, so that will be appropriate. The Stone of the Ancients. So now we need abilities for this thing. So here I used, as a little bit of a brainstorming tool, I created this tool that can export all of my ability descriptions. So this is going to be useful for a couple of things. So all of these ability descriptions, it's very easy to just read through them and see all the abilities in the game. Now, a lot of these are not like unique, like it's not detecting if the ability is unique or not. It's just grabbing every ability off of every card and just putting its description in here. So what this is useful for is I actually put this into Claude. I don't think I can show my Claude web account though, because I think it has some of my personal information there, but I just took this whole text file and put it into Claude and asked it to like remix different things. Like to look at the abilities I've already built and just remix them into different abilities. And that was really helpful actually as a brainstorming tool. There's at least a handful of abilities that Claude came up with that I think with some minor tweaks would be really cool. Unfortunately, I didn't really see one recommended that would be good for this card here, the Stone of the Ancients that we're working on. So, let me just I mean, there's this idea of targeting all cards in your row, which I think would be interesting. So maybe we can do something where these stones will affect anything to the left or to the right, otherwise in the row. And what do we want to do? Let's see. I'm going to go back to my card inspection tool. How much... Do we have much shielding at all? Let's see. Shield. We don't have much shielding. So maybe we need to do a shield preserve for the Stone of the Ancients there. I love those tools you make. So clever. Yeah. Well, that's going to be useful too if I'm going to do translation of the game. Being able to get the output of all the card abilities is going to be useful for translation purposes, I think. So here's an idea. You should make a chart of distribution of cards by shape size so you know what cards to make to even out the options. Yeah. I think the plan was to do that in this tool so that I could see all the different card shapes, but I do have a tool that just like lists out. So if I do, let's see, if I do card statistics tool and I look at the output, these are the counts of all the different cards of certain dimensions. So this is a 2x2 card minus the top right cell. So there's only 3 of those in the player retinue, I guess. Hello, Snup Bill. Welcome, welcome. Might also be useful if you decide to make mod support. Yeah, it could be, yeah. But anyway, let's do some kind of shielding. Let's do, so let's go to stone. Var query target provider is equal to new query target provider. Query target provider dot query options dot query directions is equal to query directions forward inventory component dot query directions dot left or right. We're going to see how this works. Query target provider dot query options. Actually, I don't think I need to do that. Okay, so var value scaler is equal to new value scaler, query target provider, var let's do value scaler dot set multiplier is equal to 2, var preserve is equal to, we'll just call it shield, I guess. Shield, new dynamic magnitude ability, value scaler, okay, this key would be, yeah, we'll just do composed shield, I guess. Query target provider, shield, const int base multiplier is equal to 2, var new multiplier is equal to ability scalars dot get shield scalar, original magnitude base multiplier tier, value scalar set multiplier new multiplier, description function apply value scalar dot get multiplier preserve per, and then we're going to do query target provider dot to query string. Alrighty, let's see, did I just one shot? Call me Claude because I just one shotted that ability, I think. Let's see. Hello, Aliant, welcome back. Oh, I gotta skip the menu. Skip menu. I made a bunch of changes last night too. I fixed a bunch of issues. Let's see. I don't know if anything super impressive, but I fixed the enemy effects rendering behind the player board. That was a big one. It was a little bit of a hassle to fix, but that's okay. All right, apply 2 preserve per allied card. That's gonna need a... Okay. So let's see if this works. We're gonna need this. Let's put the flagrum there, and then let's just go ahead and add a card. What did I call this? Amanita. Okay, so this should be applying 6 preserve. Might as well just upgrade it. So this will be applying 9 preserve now. Gotta fix the text a little bit, but that's all right. All right, that's working. All right, I did not one-shot it. I need to fix this, and then this needs to be true. And of course, we can come up with some other abilities as well. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome back. New day, new card, yes. Good morning. I missed yesterday's afternoon stream. Did you finish up the alchemy seed saving? I did, yeah. I did. So, The alchemy is deterministic for the same inputs, for the same alchemy, if that makes sense. So it solves the problem that we were trying to solve yesterday, which is that you can no longer save scum, just take the same cards, put them into alchemy, alchemize it. You don't get the result you want, so you reload the game and you put the exact same cards in. Now it's like, if you put the exact same cards in for that alchemy, you're going to get the same result. But the alchemy RNG advances after a successful alchemy. So you could put the same 3 cards in, like duplicates of those cards, and you'll get a different result. So it's not that the same 3 cards will always produce the same output, it's just like for that next alchemy result, it's deterministic now. And there's still ways around it, like you could add an extra card or remove a card from the alchemy result and you'll get something different, but that should greatly reduce the ability of the player to just keep trying alchemy until they get what they want. Your art looks really cool now. Thank you, Kelso. Welcome back to the stream. Okay. So that's good. Do we want to add another ability to this? What else could we do here? You could also determine if they modify the save somehow. If their file has a saved result that can't possibly be in that seed. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Less is more. I mean, again, the save file is going to be encrypted at release, so we're not trying to lock it down entirely. We're just trying to make tampering with the save data and the results just a little bit tedious. The people who are motivated enough are definitely going to be able to do all that stuff still. I mean, you could just go into Cheat Engine and like change the seed or, you know, I'm sure some people would figure out like how to add specific abilities to cards. It's like, we're not trying to make it like locked down, just trying to prevent the easy paths to kind of like cheesing the game and just adding a little bit of extra tedium to that process. Upgrades are X times stone cards being used. Would be hard to implement, yeah. You could add a project preserve to cards below above it. Yeah, I was thinking about doing below and above as well. So this becomes a card where it's just like, it's targeting everything in the columns that it occupies and it's targeting everything in the rows that it occupies. But I was almost thinking about, let me think. Do we have like project relic? Actually, this is going to be really useful. These ability descriptions. So we have project ritual and project minion. I could do like a project relic or something. That would be cool. What about when you add competitive ranked? Yeah. Hello, JR. Welcome back. Non-combat tag projection, query directions dot below dot down. Tag modifier, query target provider, card tag dot relic. Composed relic projection. Tag projects the relic tag to, and then we have no scaling function. So we'll try that. Hey, I forgot to add it to the list. Very cool, very cool. What does preserve do? It's just shield. It's just the game's name for shielding. So it does basically what you'd expect it to do. It blocks incoming damage, but then reduces the shield amount by that amount of damage. Projects the relic tag to allied cards below. So if I do this, this should have the relic tag now. I wonder what this... Oh, that's not working. Why is that not working? It's not getting the right shape for that. Interesting. So the shape is correct here. You see how we've got this little L shape, and then we've got the arrows. Why is that not working here? Oh, we're gonna have to fix that. Create cell visuals. Oh, grid indicator. So we have a board inventory component for every grid indicator. Clear board. Create cell visuals. Oh, wait. Where is it actually? Card cell icon. Okay. Card cell icon. It is cell visuals. Okay. Get cards on board, relative occupied cells, sprite top position plus times indicator dimensions. Try place card at position. Create cell visual. Why is that not creating the proper cell visuals, I wonder? Why is that not working? Hello, Cake Hug. Welcome, welcome. Projects the relic tag to allied cards below. Why is that not creating the proper... Oh, maybe it is creating the proper cell visuals. Oh, it is. It's just these arrows are not in the right spot. Those down arrows are not in the right spot. That's what's happening. Bottom call cells. Is this wrong? Oh, okay, there we go. I fixed it. So now it's got the proper card shape in there with the arrows coming down there. Okay, cool. There we go. You've come a long way with the game. Saw your stream a couple weeks ago. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, making good progress. Like I said again, I've got like an internal goal to have the game in a very good state by the end of this week. So I've been moving a lot of stuff out of the to-do list, things that don't need to be done exactly. I do think that I want to... We may experiment with increasing the turn cooldowns of a lot of things. I'm generally trying to slow down the combat a little bit, but one side effect of increasing the turn cooldowns is that I'm going to have more room. How do I want to say this? Like if everything generally has like a low turn cooldown, like less than 10 turns to activate, there's a lot less room for like interesting synergies to build up in that 10 turn window. But let's say that the average turn cooldown is like 15 instead of 10. Now, like if you get a card that has like 7 turn cooldown, not only is that going to feel very quick, but there's room for that 7 turn card to execute twice before like a 15 turn cooldown card, right? So I think it might just create like more room to do more interesting like synergy buildups. If you have a card that has a longer turn cooldown that is scaling based off of like the amount of poison applied during that turn cooldown window, then you might, you know, have more opportunities to apply lots of poison, stuff like that. So we might try to do something like that. I don't know if I want to do that for this week or not. But we'll see. We will see. Anyway, I think that's probably good for that stone ability. I think that stone is pretty powerful, actually. So we will call that good. Is there anything else that I need to configure on the stone card here? No. Okay. So the other thing that I'm going to do probably is I'm probably going to rename, let's see. I still need to do the flavor text for that. That's all right. Rename all card text instances to item. So the cards are going to be renamed to items. This is something that I think is going to be a lot clearer, because I think some of you have made this comment before. The problem with using card as language is that like implies deck building, whereas items is more like inventory management, right? So I think the clarity of the game can be improved by just replacing that. Now I need to figure out how to actually do that. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that now. Do I want to do that rename now? There's quite a lot of places to change. Maybe it wouldn't be that difficult. Let's just do it. I guess I'll change all the logs as well. Probably will just keep the card language for all of my classes and whatnot. We can rename this to item string. Cool. Yeah, this would probably be anytime an item on the board. Oh, you know what? Well, I'll just have to pay attention to the language. Prevents affected item from acting. Projected abilities are simply added to an item and disappear after the item executes. It triggers a random support ability on another allied item. Holy damage whenever the affected board takes damage from an enemy item. Confused items cannot be transferred to other items. Items. Oh gosh, there's a lot to change. Well, you could probably write a simple shell script to comb through and search for all instances of card and file names and file content and replace them. Yeah, I mean, this is the age of LLMs. If I wanted to do something like that, I would have just had Claude go in and change all these things. But look at that. You're saying it's 2026 a shell script when my Claude agent could do it for me? But I kind of want to do this myself because I just want to be aware of all the places where I'm using this language. Because there may be a situation in here that gets revealed where it's like, oh, I actually need to change some of the language that's being generated or used, because I do have like dynamic ability description construction in certain places, and so I just kind of want to visually inspect all these descriptions and just make sure that it's going to be understandable. I don't really need to change these log messages, but I might as well. Oh gosh. Time for game dev once again, yes indeed. Hello Jackie Daytona, welcome back. Hello Stray Pointer, welcome. It would need to be a bit sophisticated in how it handles casing and maybe avoid Godot's resource types, yeah. Man, you're killing me, please use Control F and replace. I can't do that because I'm going to rename a bunch of symbols. If I just did a Control F and replace on all places where card is used, that might F up some of my symbols, some of my variables. And I also don't want to rename those. So I want the, I want everywhere where card is being used internally should remain card because that's just what I'm used to. But anything that's a player-facing description needs to be item. Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. But think of the tokens. It's probably a hotkey for next result VS Code. Save you some mouse time, perhaps. VS Code supports regex replace on entire workspace. Yeah, but again, like, how do I know which card? Because, like, I have variables baked into these strings. So I'd have to write this massive regex that's like, well, you have to find all instances where card is in a string, but it can't be inside of curly braces. And it's like, I'm going to spend more time trying to figure that out than just, like, replacing these things. All right, fine. You know what? You guys are complaining, so we're going to do it the easy way. In all ability descriptions inside of, what is it? Scripts, data. How do I reference a folder? Okay. Okay. Here comes Claude to the rescue. No, why would I use... No, not a regex. I'll just have Claude do it all for me. You make a one that gets most of them and just handle the stragglers. Hey, Firebelly, I always watch your stream kind of... I learned something. Yeah, I'm always busy in my platformer game. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying... I'm glad you're learning stuff. There we go. See, it did a regex for me. Okay, we'll just let that go. Let's figure out what we're going to do after this. So that's in progress. Add placeholder character unlocks. That is something that I want to do, so I don't... Is it safe to run the game right now? Oh, I have the game running already. So if I go to my unlock screen and characters here, I've got all these characters, but it's not filling out this screen. So just for like demonstration purposes, I think I want to fill out this screen. Oh, also I need a close button for the unlock screen. Where is that? I don't have that written down. I need a close button for the unlocks window. But I do want to add placeholder character unlocks as well. So I'm gonna try to do that just for demo purposes. Is this Alchemortis or something else? Never know with Claude Codex. I mean, yeah, I'm working on Alchemortis right now. Maybe I don't understand the question though. But welcome back, Happy Slice. Good to see you. I think you've been here before, and if not, welcome to the stream. Granger Babe Gaming, live streaming your coding. Wow, isn't that super distracting? I find myself going crazy with just having to YouTube on the PC available. No, it's not terrible. I don't really do anything that's like super, that requires super amounts of concentration. Like most of the stuff that I do on stream is just like stuff that I already know how to do. Very rote stuff. Look at that. All done. Claude is done. All right, let's see. Should we just validate its changes? Per allied item, items. Well, we can actually quickly validate this. Let's just see. Oh, I should build first. Build. Ability description exporter. We can load up those ability descriptions now. There are no instances of card, and there are plenty of instances of items. So we know that all of our ability descriptions are correct now. So that's good. Cool. Okay. We are done. Thank you, Claude. Thank you, Claude. Okay, that's done. So placeholder character unlocks. Actually, I kind of want to just run the game now and see. Do I have any cards with any item language on the card? I think I do. Applies 3 turns of paralysis to a random item, yeah. Oh, and then I need to also, with this unlocks menu, this needs to be all cards, so that needs to be all items. We're doing the work on the unlock menu anyway. Let's see. All items. Item packs. I don't know if item packs is the right word to use anymore. Here. Actually, let's do this. Let's turn off ignore unlocks, ignore save file. Item collections, maybe? Item bundles? Oh, item bundles is good. Maybe item bundles. What I meant was with Claude Codex, people are doing more side projects. I've been doing a bunch to find a project I want to take to the finish line. Oh, I see. So they just have like their agents doing things on the side. I've been using Claude a lot more for that, for exactly that kind of stuff. Like, deep sea pack, probably bundle. Yeah, bundle is probably good. But doing stuff like where I need to just change or add something across a lot of files, that's very useful. Item bundle. Those item bundles. And then let's do bundle. Unlocking the bundle. This item can be unlocked by unlocking the bundle. Okay, I think that's good. Good morning, V. Welcome back. Good to see you. So now if I go to my unlocks here, this item can be unlocked by unlocking the deep sea bundle. Cool. So for these characters here, I wonder if it would just be easy enough to, let me look at the character. I might just create new resource, oh, this might be easy actually. Character definition resource. Dummy character 1. And we'll just duplicate this, dummy character 2. Why is there 2 of those? It created 2. Okay, well, that was weird. Is that just gonna work if I just put no information in there? Let's see. Unlocks, characters. Oh, that did not work. 2 character scene. Why is it doing 2 character scene in the unlock menu here? Character unlock icon. Oh, I do need an unlock definition resource. Okay, well, here's what I'll do. Just to be easy on myself. Let's go to the character definition resource and let's just do export private bool is placeholder. We'll just put that in there for now. So I don't have to go through all this setup here, but I can still use like the normal resource system. I'll just mark these as placeholders. And then when I do my character unlock icon here, wherever this is used. So if not is unlocked, or I did this wrong. We'll just do this. If is placeholder unlock condition label dot text. This character is not yet available. Let's build again. Is placeholder, is placeholder. Take me off screen, that's embarrassing. That's all, I'm sorry. Do they enhance the battle somehow? So every character is going to have their own starting cards and their own starting artifacts, as well as different amounts of starting blood, starting health, starting residue. So the characters are going to be like any other roguelite. You know, they're going to have their own strengths. They're going to be geared towards certain play styles or certain build styles. But all that's just going to be done by changing their starting configuration. Like, they're not going to be any like true passives for each character. The passives are going to be accomplished via the starting artifacts. And what's interesting about that is that I can use my artifact system to create like an artifact that's unique to a character, right? So it could be an artifact that you can't acquire anywhere else, but it's unique to that character. So for instance, I wanted to do a character that starts with like 100 health, but doesn't regenerate health after every combat. So that's going to be like a healing focused character. And that's going to be accomplished through an artifact. So the artifact will be like increases max health by 50 or whatever, but reduce or removes the ability to whatever, heal after combat. And I think eventually in the game, what I'm going to want to allow is the removal of artifacts. So you'll be able to go to an artifact like removal event or whatever and choose an artifact to get rid of. And so you could like start with that character, have a really good run going, and then like remove that so you can start healing again. But yeah, that's the way I'm planning it. Cool idea, really like it, thank you. It adds character, but yeah. Very nice. Like in Slay the Spire, every character has a starting relic, yeah. Okay, so if I go to my unlocks menu now, characters. Oh, those are being sorted incorrectly. var character definitions is equal to character registry dot order by x dot is placeholder order by descending. I guess I did my order by wrong. Hello, Woobius, welcome back. Always good to see you. Good to see you, good to see you. Okay, this character is not yet available, this character is not yet available. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add one more dummy character here. Dummy character 3, and that's it. So I just wanted to fill out that screen to add a scroll bar so it doesn't look so weird. Yeah. So there we go. Placeholder characters are in place now. So now that screen doesn't look super weird because it's scrolling like everything else. This screen does not yet scroll, but as I add cards, it should scroll. So yeah, should be cool. Stone of the Ancients. Oh, this is showing those. I need to fix that too. As I get further into Godot, may I just say that your UI polish is impressive. Thank you. Godot's UI system is, it's a little bit hard to understand, it's a little bit hard to work with, but I think it's just a matter of understanding the sort of like ins and outs of how the UI system works and how event propagation works and all that stuff. And once you understand those things, it becomes relatively easy to just create UIs that work the way you want them to. So I need to go to my card tooltip. Let's see, unlock menu. Let's get rid of this. Show negative info, public, void, hide, card tags. Oh, I forgot to call the hide card tags. Oops. Oh. I actually don't need that. I made a leap with my game in that you can no longer move while exploding. What is your game about again? Godot is amazing. It's free, lightweight, and physics engine. Yeah, I like Godot. Godot is very, very, very cool, very cool. And that isn't working either. Why is that not working? Tag container. Card tooltip. All right, I guess we'll just do tag panel, and then this is tag panel dot visible, tag panel dot visible. Hopefully that works now. That reminds me, I need to read the control parenting with anchor sizing because something isn't working right. Yeah, that's The anchors are like especially confusing, I think, in Godot. Okay, so now we're hiding those tags. All right, cool. Oh, I should probably do like placeholder item bundles as well, I guess. So we'll do that as well. Just fill out that unlock screen. Placeholder characters and other unlocks fixes. Cool. Primarily as a learning exercise, sort of remaking an early 90s DOS tank game. My kids are my victims. I mean, playtester's nice. Working through your C# tutorial as well. Awesome. Man, I love game dev. Game dev is so much fun. It can be overwhelming at times, but it's also fun. Join to hear the words, I like Godot. Yeah, like overhearing NPCs in Assassin's Creed. Oh man, I just got called an NPC by one of my loyal stream viewers. How should I feel about that? The poison character could be a witch, huh? The poison character is the priestess, at least for now. Maybe that will change, but... Is that the card unlock screen of packed grid? Looks awesome. Yes, it is, yeah. Right now, I have it so that all the cards are locked, but if I do ignore unlocks... I should actually test what this looks like. If I do ignore unlocks, it just treats everything as unlocked. So the idea here is that, you know, there's going to be another 100 or so player cards, hopefully, or more. So this screen is actually going to end up scrolling and it's just going to be filled. And so as you unlock cards, like this whole like mosaic is going to gradually get filled out. I don't know, you know, it's kind of fun too. I think players like to examine the art in games when they have like codexes and stuff. So this will just be a very nice place to just see all of the card art, you know, instead of having to encounter a card during a game to experience it. So yeah, there's the priestess. The priestess is the poison character. The necromancer is the default guy. We do need to add more item bundles here though. So we'll do that. We will do that. Let's do projects. I like the tease of seeing the card shape without knowing what it'll turn out to. Yeah, I think that works really well. I think that works really well. And of course, I got to do a bunch of work on like setting up the unlocks and like defining a bunch of item bundles and all that stuff. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. I have to write a save migration system. So I think the next playtest that is available for you all to try will have the save system in place, but I do need to invalidate that save because it's probably going to change, and I also don't want your old saves to carry over. So I'm gonna have to write a save migration system that detects like when a save file's on an older version. And then actually, how am I gonna do that? I'll have to figure that out. But at least for the early iterations of the game, I'll just increment the version of the save file, and then the migration will just be, hey, if you detect a save file from an earlier version, just erase it, you know? Or it won't need to be an explicit erase, it will just set the model to all of its default state. The art is amazing. Thank you, Fran Mosh. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. What was that game debug menu? You can add custom options to the editor settings. Yes, you can. Hello, Jablote. So yeah, you can just add whatever settings you want to project settings. So for instance, this player board dimensions is in game debug player board dimensions. You can just add whatever you want. So you just, the organization is based on, or is delimited by these forward slashes here. So if I do game/debug, that creates a game debug section. And then you can call the property whatever you want, and you can define the type here. And then you click add, and that gets added there, and that becomes configurable. Of course, those settings will have no effect. You have to read them. So I have a game debug class, which has, you know, all of the property names stored here. And then I have helper methods for each of those. So is override player board dimensions enabled? The first check is, are we on a debug build? If we're not on a debug build, then that's just false automatically. And then if we're on a debug build, it reads the project setting as a Boolean or whatever type it's supposed to be, and it will return that value. So for instance, like get test player cards returns a string array. So I just do project get setting test player cards, so on and so forth. And yeah, it ends up being very handy because you can just go in and tweak things, and you can just build these checks right into your code, and you don't have to worry about, like, when you build a release build of the game, these are never going to take effect because they're always doing a debug build check to start. So yeah, I think it works. All right, Yashban, I'm sorry, but we are going to... gonna have to chat ban you for a couple of hours. Yeah, please don't come into the chat and just start spamming stuff. Actually, maybe I'll just ban you from the channel. Well, we'll see. 24 hours. And yeah, please don't do that. I used to be a game dev like you, but then I got an arrow through my key. That's funny. Stop spam. Yeah, I do read every message. I don't know what it is. It's like, I'm trying to build a game here. Like, if I take 5 or 10 minutes without reading the chat, it's because I'm building the game, you know? But people come in here and, like, I haven't read the chat for 3 minutes and they're like, wow, this streamer doesn't do anything. I don't understand that. Do you want to see me build a game or not? Or do you want me to read chat the whole time? Anyway, it's all right. It's all right. He only reads messages from smart people, sorry. Well, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. You're welcome, Jablota. Yeah, that's a very, very handy trick that I think definitely more people need to know about. I mean, did I? I think I made a video on that. I can't remember, though. But if I haven't made a video on that, probably a good video to make. Achievement unlocked chat spammer, yeah. Casual streaming and also some game dev stuff happening in the background. Right. So the next step is we're going to add some placeholders to those item bundles. But I am going to take a quick 3-minute break, as is my usual custom. And when I come back, we'll add those placeholders. And then we'll figure out what else we can do. So this to-do list, man, I just keep adding stuff to it. Add placeholder item bundle unlocks. So we'll do this next, but I'll be right back in just 3 minutes and we'll continue on. All right, I'm back. Unfortunately, a lot of people expect a streamer to entertain chat primarily, and many streamers play into it. You ever watch them? Kind of obnoxious. I actually don't watch streamers that often, to be honest. But I definitely have noticed that. I mean, it's, it's fine. I mean, it's whatever the streamer wants to do, but, the primary purpose of this stream, I think, is to be, number one, to get some actual work done so that anyone who's watching live or who's watching the VOD, maybe they can learn something from how I'm doing things. And then the other purpose is kind of tied into that, is to be educational. Like, I don't have any problems answering questions when I can about Godot or how to do certain things. But I wouldn't say that this stream is primarily for entertainment, you know what I mean? It's primarily like to get some work done and to be educational. What is this card game about? I'm new here, by the way. Welcome, Monkey with Wi-Fi. This is a dark fantasy roguelite auto battler where you can use alchemy to create your own builds and synergies. If that sounds interesting to you, the Steam page for it is linked below. That will go into more detail about what the game is and how it plays. And if you're the kind of player that would like this game, I would appreciate a wish list as well. Pirate Software does that. 6 hours streaming, 10 line of code written if he codes at all. I am not familiar very much with Pirate Software, so the words of my chat are not my own, but what I have noticed is that there seems to be not a whole lot of fans of that particular person. Anyway, so add placeholder item bundle unlocks. So we're probably going to do the same thing here. This is card pack. Okay, let's create a new resource. Card pack unlock definition resource, yeah. Let's just do card pack dummy 1. And then we're gonna have to do the same thing in here. Export public bool is placeholder. Get private set. Let's build. Even the monkeys have Wi-Fi now. Can't believe I missed the spammer. I'm always out of the loop on the drama. I'm sorry, V. Being mainly in Twitch, I missed the spammer as well. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. There will be another one as I become less and less niche. I used to do to try to kill the stop killing video games movement with misinfo, and because of it lost all relevance and goodwill he had. TLDR, no one you'll need to care about. Maybe if I really can make a controversial statement to fan the flames, I can make a controversial statement. I don't think old games are good. I mean, I've said that before, so it's probably not a surprise, but there you go. There's a controversial statement. Now you can all hate me. Oof. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. You know, for being somebody that's trying to make video games, there's actually I've said this before, it's like there's a very, very tiny amount of video games that I actually truly enjoy. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I've got this whole gaming backlog and I need to go play this game. It's like, there are actually very, very few games that hold my interest for meaningful amounts of time. I don't know why that is, but famous niche East 11 ounces Alchemortis will have an AI companion that plays for you while you watch. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of all of the hand-drawn pixel art and Alchemortis, and we're gonna do purely generative AI assets. That's what we're gonna do. The future is here. That's a joke, everybody, by the way. All of my art is done by hand by me, and if you accuse me of using AI for my art, I will be very sad. Okay, unlock item, artifact, unlock definition resource. Where's my card pack? Card pack, unlock definition resource. Okay. Is placeholder question mark not yet available? If card unlock placeholder dot is or card unlock resource dot is placeholder. Okay, cool. Let me just make sure that that much works, and then we'll just duplicate the dummy a bunch. I hereby promote you to D celeb. Now more spammers are bound to come. Oh no. Oh no. I grew up in the arcade, so loads of nostalgia for old games. A lot don't hold up, but many do. Your pixel art style evokes early 90s DOS RPGs, even unintentional. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I certainly recognize the value of old games. I mean, the whole gaming industry had to start somewhere, and the whole reason we have like a pixel art style in modern games is precisely because like there's some aspect of it that's emulating the old style, right? There's some aspect of it that's tapping into nostalgia. So I definitely appreciate that for sure. It's just like those kinds of old classic games just don't hold my attention. Like I'd be bored to death if I was forced to play Mario or something. But yeah, I don't mean to say that I don't appreciate what those games accomplished when they were released, and the obvious effect that they had on the whole industry, being the first to do it. Of course, that's very valuable. Failed to read file. Card pack dummy. Oh, I need a script for these. Son of a biscuit. Okay, let's just rename this then. I might have to take a different approach. Card pack dummy. Okay. I'm going to do something a little bit hacky here. Oh, I just did the JavaScript style triple equals thing, or double equals. I don't know why that just arose out of me. I haven't written JavaScript in a minute. To list, and then we'll do var dummy resources is equal to unlock registry dot let's do list card pack unlock definition resource dummy resources is equal to unlock registry from ID card pack dummy. Oh, this is unlock as see, we're being super hacky. Okay. Probably could have just done a loop there to add however many I wanted, but it's fine. Generally the same way with games. I've played loads of them, but there are not many I've played to completion. If I had to give it a number, it'd probably be around 25, with most being Zelda. Yeah. I guess it's probably more common than I think. I don't know. I just, browsing Reddit and stuff, I'm always hearing about people having like these massive backlogs of games that they're just working through. It's like, if a game doesn't hold my attention, I've been getting more like that recently too. Like if a game doesn't hold my attention or a movie doesn't grab me in the first like 15 or 30 minutes, I just stop. I just like, I'm not going to play it to completion because like, well, I'm already this far, so I might as well finish it. It's just like, if it's not grabbing me, I just drop it. You know what I mean? If I even pick it up to begin with. How did you get started making video games? Part of why I'm here is because I recently decided to make one myself after years of just making small mods, and I stare at the empty VS Code instance and just bleh. Yeah, so how did I get started? I mean, it was a while ago. I started when I was 14, and those were the times when like Game Maker, the drag and drop kind of like Game Maker was available. And so I guess my path starting game development was a little bit different because I was just using like the drag and drop. I didn't really know much programming or coding when I was 14 years old. That was a skill that I sort of developed 3 or 4 years later, or started developing 3 or 4 years later. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I just set out to try to make a game. And if I didn't know how to do something, I would scour the internet forums and whatnot to figure out like what to do. And, I would struggle through like the very basic snippets of code, like struggling to understand why I couldn't just copy paste it into my game and stuff. But like I'm the kind of person that's always been like a trial by fire kind of learner. Like I just kind of like jump into the deep end and I just like flounder around for several weeks until I start to make some incremental progress. So yeah, it's tough. Like it's tough to know where to start. The hardest part is like the unknown unknowns. Not knowing what you don't know is a big problem because then you don't even know what to look for. Like you don't even know what search terms to enter. But I think fortunately, like one of the really good things about AI and LLMs is like you have this very smart interactive tutor available to you always. So you can ask the dumbest questions imaginable to it, and it can at least give you some pointers in the right direction. Or you can have it explain a block of code to you if you're like having a really tough time understanding what the code does. Of course, that wasn't a tool that I had when I was learning, so if I didn't understand a snippet of code that I copy-pasted from a forum somewhere, I basically just had to, like, keep banging my head against the wall until I finally made sense of it. But, I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's... The learning curve for game development specifically, I think, is very, very steep. And I don't really know what a good way to resolve that is. I only play old games because I was born in the wrong generation, the one I didn't have a powerful enough PC. Forced to play Mario, yeah. A fate I don't wish on anyone. Contributed small bits of code to various bigger mods. Nice. It can be overwhelming to start a game, but it's more overwhelming to finish it. That's true. Feel like once I'm in the groove, I'll be going, but I don't care where to even begin. Yeah, that's the tough part for sure. I give most games about an hour or two so that I can make sure I've experienced most mechanics. That's basically a day's worth of gaming for me. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Define one thing you want to get done from start to finish and go from there. First thing I wanted to do is make the sprite change colors with a shader. Yeah. So I think that's a really good point too. Like if you're building a platformer game, the first thing you might want to do is like, you might not even do any gravity or jumping to start. You might just start with, how do I get my keyboard inputs to actually move this like sprite on the screen? That might be the place to start, right? And then once you've got that figured out, then the next problem is, well, how do I add like gravity? Like how can I make it so that the player falls until they hit a platform? And that's going to be a whole bunch of things to learn there as well, because now you got to set up a collision shape, you got to learn how to let the player detect when they're on the ground, so on and so forth. And then jumping, same deal, right? Now jumping is a little bit hard in platformers, because there's only certain conditions where you can jump, right? Like if you're touching a floor, you can jump. But then it can become more complicated. You add a double jump, and so now there's more state to manage, right? So it's like you just start with like very, very basic chunks, and then you just keep building up from there. Yeah, I think that's good advice for sure. It's called vertical slicing if you want to look into it, yeah. All right, I hate to admit, but I completely forgot what I was doing. Oh yes, here we go. All right, dummy bundles are in place. So now our unlocks menu is looking filled out, even though it only has like some like dummy things in here. I am going to change the description a little bit though. This item bundle is not yet available. Okay. Good. All right, let's add a close button to the window now. So probably going to need to replace one of these skulls with a close button. Is that the best place to put a close button on this screen? Open file, assets UI, unlocks. Unlock. Is this it here? Don't think I need that center marker anymore. We don't need this decoration anymore. Probably don't need that anymore. Okay, so we've got the skulls here. So what I'll do, let's just hide the skulls for now. I may need to update this art up here as well. Oops. Okay, let's just lock that. Okay. Anyway, can we just do something really, really simple here? That doesn't look right. Maybe I should be doing double symmetry. Okay, I kind of got it. Well, I don't know about this, but we will figure it out. I don't think that looks... I don't think that looks terrible. Yeah, I can't really complain about that, I don't think. Might have to redo how the vines are looking here because it kind of looks out of place, but... So if I get rid of this skull now... Actually, what I could do... We can just delete that and merge this down. Let me look at my skulls. Oh, did I save the skull individually? Wait a minute. Or is that part of the whole... Shoot, I gotta look. I don't think I saved those as separate things. So the outer panel is everything all together. Oh, this needs to be selected layers as well. I think I did that without breaking anything. We'll probably make this, let me think, probably make this a clickable control. This is 20 by 20. Clickable control outline target is the sprite 2D here. Let's just see what that does. Could put it in the center of the bottom bar opposite of the unlocks text. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Maybe it would look better there. Let me think. So if I put it here, yeah, maybe. Thing with modding is like I have something there, I can take the existing code and change it until the functions like I want to, but terra incognita is frightening and unfamiliar. Yeah. With vertical slicing, you just focus on one system and make that. Yeah. I think my issue with the cross and the context of the vines is like, where's the light coming from? Kind of shaded it like it's coming from the top, but the vines don't reflect that. No, the light is coming from the top. All the highlights are on the top edges of the vines. And the same is true of these panels. But maybe you don't agree? Like for Alchemortis, we could say showing a card on the grid, then drag and dropping the card, then having a second card not occupy that same space. Right, yeah. Not that it looks bad, mind you. I think it looks okay. I kind of don't, I don't know. I don't want to put a button here though. Because I like how this like center design looks, kind of. I think it's okay because the grass is not supposed to be in the same environment as the vines. I think it's a good, like, everything is subject to change, right? I'm just trying to solve an immediate need here, which is that I don't have a, like, I don't have a button I can click to close the menu. I have to hit the escape key. And again, one of the goals for this game is I want this game to be entirely playable with just the mouse. So that way, like, you know, you're holding your cat or you're holding your child or whatever. You're just sitting back in your chair, classic gamer pose, and you could just play the game with just the mouse. But that's also going to be good, I think, for when I have controller support as well. But, oh, there's so much to do. I got to do controller support. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. That's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a very busy year for me. The game is like, it's like so close to being done. And by close, I mean like all the major systems are basically done. And now it's just a matter of like doing all those kinds of things. Controller support, more content, more events, stuff like that. We'll get there though. We got to make this button functional. But I can update the art as well if I'm not happy with how that looks in the future. I think that's it. That was easy enough. Oh. I need to fix that confirmation dialog as well. Might as well do that while I'm here. Son of a biscuit. So I think if I'm pressing the escape key on that confirmation dialog, it was not saying that that it was declined. There we go. Okay. Nothing's breaking, it doesn't look like, so that's good. The game is coming along. It's going well. It's just, yeah. Gotta just fix up all these things. That was a lot easier, though, than I thought it was going to be, so that's good. Alrighty, we could start on overhauling the tutorial here. I think that's going to be a very important thing. The question is, I don't think I want to do that for this week. My internal goal for this week can probably exclude the tutorial, but the tutorial is going to need to be redone for the next playtest that you all are going to be able to play. So that's going to need to be a priority item. We don't need to do that one just yet. Unlocked card. Excuse me. Unlocked card should be tracked in run statistics and merged into global statistics. I have a video that I'm making too. I need to do that still. Shoot. We do need more combat VFX. Collect more run statistics, create a more comprehensive and exciting victory end of run screen. Okay, what should we do next here? Unlock card should be tracked in run statistics. This is one that I definitely want to do. So I'm kind of like, I'm trying to come up with a plan for notifying the player when they have unlocks to view. But I don't know, I don't think that's necessary to do for my goal for this week. I'm just trying to be very selective about what I work on this week. I definitely need to fix the boss music stuff. We're going to update the turn cooldowns. Shield number does not update immediately upon taking damage due to how number updates are triggered. Let's take a look at this one. So we'll do Skull Tower. I'll show you what the bug is. This one has been bothering me for a while, so we're gonna take a look at this, but let's do the training dummy. We're just gonna change this to deal 1 damage. Project settings. Okay. So if I put my Skull Tower here, which applies 7 preserve, and I go to the training dummy here. So what happens is, so I'll apply some preserve, and then when I take damage, that preserve number is not going down immediately. It doesn't go down until the next tick. So it looks like there's a little bit of a delay when that should be going down immediately. So there may be... Let's look at the shield status. So this tick entries here... Actually, let me look at my status component. Yeah, so whenever the status ticks, which is every turn, that will update the status label. So what's happening is the shield is being damaged, But because the number doesn't update until the next tick, there's like 1 turn of delay before it updates its shield value. But I want the shield value to update immediately upon taking damage. Now the problem is these are pure C# classes, so I don't have signals. I may break my rule a little bit and use events for this. I basically need to know, like, if the shield stacks change in here, yeah, if the shield changes in here, that needs to propagate ultimately to this status container here. But this is just connected to the status component. Oh wait, no, base status is ref counted. Oh wait, I do have signals available here. Okay, well that should actually make this a little bit simpler. Public delegate void stacks updated event handler. And if I go to my shield status, I can do emit signal stacks updated. It's also not removing that shield stacks automatically. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that. Let's just remove this argument here. So my status component, what I'm going to want to do is new status dot connect to stacks updated. On status stacks updated, emit signal status ticked. Do I want to do that? If status.is expired, remove status. That will do the status remove signal. I think that's being handled in here on status removed. Yeah. Okay. Else We're going to do another signal up here. Public delegate void status stacks updated event handler. Okay, and then our status container. Let's do private void update status label. Private void on status stacks updated. And I may actually want to make this even more generic. Like I may want to emit this status stacks updated signal more often. Potentially. But this should be good enough, I guess. So now whenever the shield modifies its stacks by taking this absorb damage here, it's going to emit that signal status stacks updated. Now, one thing that I'm not sure about is that if shield status... Oh yeah, I don't need to do this here anymore either. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, I don't need to do that anymore. Because that will be removed here now. And the status stacks updated in the status component. So if status is expired, remove status. Okay, perfect. I don't know. Let's see what happens. All right, let's just speed through this a little bit until I get my shield statuses. Okay, so now we should see this number change immediately. Ooh, yes, perfect. This auto resolve is not working. That radial. I'm gonna need to fix that too. Auto resolve, button, radial, shader animation is not working. So many things to fix. Okay, but I think we can call that good. Do I have any other statuses which will need to do the same thing? Let's see. I don't think so, actually. That's like the only one that has a real-time update like that. So, but if I ever introduce another status which will work the same way, then we have that available to us, but cool. All right. That one has been on my mind for a while, so I'm glad that that's fixed. Alrighty then. So I think that'll be it for the stream for now. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to go eat some lunch. I may be streaming this afternoon, so join the Discord to be notified when I go live next. I always post my live notifications in the Discord, but of course you can also follow on Twitch to be notified when I go live. I am streaming on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, so if you're watching the YouTube VOD right now and you'd rather see the Twitch, then go to twitch.tv/firebelly. And yeah, what else? I think that's it. Wishlist Alchemortis, if it's interesting to you, I would appreciate it. Every wishlist helps. And I think this Steam page is going to be updated in the near future. So this Steam page is a little bit outdated. It doesn't contain a lot of the things that I've worked on. But wishlist it if it seems interesting to you. I'd appreciate that. You can also support me on Patreon or by purchasing one of my Udemy courses, which teach you how to build games in the Godot engine. I appreciate all the support, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with me. And if I don't see you today in the bonus stream, if I do one, then I'll be back at it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Have a good day, and bye-bye for now.